Hearing what Sebastian said, Antonio replies, Noble Sebastian, thou lett'st thy fortune sleep, rather die, winkest while thou art waking. Now he tells Sebastian that Sebastian was letting his chance sleep, his fortune sleep, and not just sleep, rather die forever. Because it's once in a lifetime opportunity that he is getting. Imagine the king of Naples has such security around him, nobody dare even think of killing him. And here, uh, unguarded, king of Naples lay before them in his sleep. Everyone else was asleep except Antonio and Sebastian. So it was a lifetime opportunity. So if he lets this opportunity slip past, then he is allowing his fortune to sleep, and not sleep, rather die forever. Winkes means if he closes his eyes and misses this chance while he was awake. So in a way, Antonio was letting his fortune die by pretending to keep his eyes closed, by pretending that he was asleep while he was wide awake. Sebastian says, Thou dost snore distinctly. There's meaning in thy soar. Now, soar distinctly is, now he talks about snoring here, children, because earlier he has talked about Antonio being in sleep. So he says, but Antonio, though he was sleeping, but he was snoring quite distinctly in his sleep. That is, whatever he was talking in his sleep, he seemed to be making sense. But Antonio very bluntly says, I am more serious than my custom. That is, at this moment when he is speaking to Sebastian, he is more serious in his talk than is his usual custom, than is his usual habit. So at the moment, Antonio is more serious in talk than he is accustomed to talking. You must be so too. That is, since Antonio was very serious when he was talking to Sebastian, so Sebastian should similarly be serious in hearing what Antonio has to say. If heed me, which to do troubles thee over. Now here he is telling Sebastian very clearly that if you pay heed, if you pay attention to what I have to say, this will trouble your fortune, make you thrice as great as you are now. So he's in a way very clearly telling him that if Sebastian hears or follows or pays attention to the advice that Antonio was giving him, his fortunes would triple, that is, become 3 times more than what they presently were. Now Sebastian says, Well, I am standing water. Antonio says, I'll teach you how to flow. Now, here, children, Sebastian is indirectly giving himself up to Antonio. Sebastian knows very well that Antonio has already usurped power from his brother Prospero. And therefore, even if he has these thoughts inside him, he is too lazy and too afraid to ever put those thoughts into action. Therefore, in this speech, he is almost telling Antonio that he is giving himself up to Antonio's direction. He will do whatever Antonio tells him to do. And Sebastian says, Well, I am standing water. Standing water is, water that is stagnant, that is not moving in any direction for that matter. Now, if you see, some water which has dropped somewhere, it is just lying there stationary. And if you take your finger and draw a line in any direction with that water, the water starts to flow in that direction. All right. So here he is comparing himself to standing water, which is not moving. And he is giving himself up to Antonio's direction, and Antonio reassures him that he will teach him how to flow. That is indirectly trying to say He will teach him how to go about the entire process, how to achieve his most hidden desires. Sebastian says, do so, to ebb hereditary sloth instruct me. Now, here, children, now this line, children, is in connection with the previous line where Sebastian has called himself standing water. Now, Sebastian says that he was like standing water, and this tide, it neither withdraws, that is ebb, nor it moves forward, that is flow. All right. Now, this word ebb and flow are here used as metaphors. Now, ebb is to go backward, and flow is to move forward. Now, Sebastian says that he is like standing water, and hereditary sloth, that is, this inherent laziness in him, teaches him to ebb. Ebb is to, go back. So he says his Antonio's, or sorry, Sebastian's inclination is to ebb, to go backward, because of the inherent laziness that is within him. So he asks Antonio to do so, that is, to take him forward, like let teach him how to flow, to take him forward, because it is his inherent laziness that is instructing him to ebb, that is teaching him to go backward. That is, a lot of times he probably might have had thoughts of similar kinds, but his inherent laziness never permitted him to accomplish those tasks. Antonio says, if you but knew how you the purpose cherish, while thus thou mock it, how in stripping it you more invest it. Now here Antonio begins with O. O is an expression of mourning, sadness. He says that it's sad. If you but knew how you the purpose cherish. Now he says it's sad that Sebastian does not know how much he nurtures this desire of kingship in his heart. He says, oh, I wish you understood how much this purpose, this aim, this dream of kingship do you cherish in your heart, while outwardly you try to mock at it. You try to show that it's a trifle dream. It doesn't matter so much. Now, in your hearts of heart, you may want something badly, but when people refer to it, say, in your heart, you want to become the head boy of the school. All right. And when everyone says, oh, you will become the head boy and this, so you say, no, 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 I don't want to become, I don't want to become. Anyone becomes, it's okay with me. I don't have any desire. But inside in your heart, you feel if I get that post, I will love it. I want to become the head boy of the school. So though outwardly you are showing that this means nothing to you. If you get it, it's okay. Otherwise, not becoming the head boy doesn't, mean anything to you. But inside you cherish that dream a lot. So similarly, Antonio is saying that he wished Sebastian could know how keenly he has that desire, how keenly he nurses that desire in his heart of kingship, while outwardly he seems to mock at it or show that this desire is just a trifle, has no importance to him. He seems to be mocking at it. Now, he's trying to say that this opportunity has come his way, and instead of utilizing this opportunity, he's trying to, just laugh away and show that, it is just trifle, doesn't mean much to him. And how Sebastian, by denying everything, was rather, putting more meaning into it. By saying no to it, how much he was putting meaning into that denial. And here he very clearly states, the reason why people's fortune decline. Now he says the people whose fortunes are ebbing, whose fortunes are declining, going down, often the reason for their declining fortune and not only declining fortunes, but the fortune reaching to the lowest ebb, the lowest level, is their own fear and their laziness. The fear to accomplish what they deeply desire, or the laziness that stops them from accomplishing their desires. Now, it is both. It is fear or laziness. In some people, it is fear, that is, what if I have some deep desire, but if I try to achieve, what will happen? The fear of repercussions does not let you do it. Or it is plain simple laziness, that you keep postponing it, that procrastination or that laziness. So he says, he's trying to tell Sebastian, why uh, do people's fortune decline, and not only decline but reach to its lowest level. The reason for it is either their own fears or their laziness. Therefore, he says, ebbing men. Ebbing men means whose fortunes are ebbing, whose fortunes are declining. Indeed, he says, most often do so. That is, why do these people's fortune decline? The reason, he says, and it just does not decline, it reaches the bottom, near the bottom run. That is, the fortunes run to the bottom by their own, number one, fear of sloth. So he says the reason why their fortunes decline and reach the lowest ebb is because of their fear and their laziness.